Welcome to episode 1 of the Realtor Diaries podcast. My name's Elijah McGowan.
And I'm Kim Jacoby, your go-to realtors for Northern California.
Today's episode is about getting your license with the DRE, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yes. And so I'm going to start off with my story of how I got my real estate license.
Are you saying it wasn't super easy and not complicated at all?
Well, see, I'm actually a pretty good test taker. You know, I was one of those nerds in school who got I got a 3.8 GPA in high school.
Killer.
Graduated college, cum laude. But anyways, it was really smooth for me, which is why I'm sharing my story, because most people that I talk to do not have this experience. I signed up for the test. I was studied up. I went down there, took my test. I was the first one done. Got up from the little computer that I'm sitting at and take this paper over to this lady who's standing at a desk out in the hall.
Wait, was it a paper test?
No.
Okay, I was like, what?
No, we had this paper that we had to give them.
Okay.
And then I'm not knowing what's going on. I'm just standing there. She's doing something on a computer and then prints something off and hands it to me. And I look at it and it says that I passed, and then it has my realtor license number right there on the paper. Which, for those that don't know, once you have your license number, you can actually start practicing real estate, helping people.
Like you are an agent when you get it. And you got it at the...
I could literally have started working right then and sold a house right then.
Wow.
That yep.
I'm a little jealous.
I know.
We talked before this, and I don't think, they obviously don't give you the paper anymore right in front because
Tell us your story.
Yeah, I did not get my real estate license number after, I got it after taking my test.
Yeah, but
with a lot of frustration involved. And
how many months later did you get your license after you took your test?
Well, I took the test, I passed the test in April, and then I got April 2023, and then I got my license January 1st, 2024 in the mail.
Yeah, that's 8 months.
It's a little different.
So tell your story.
Yeah, so it's really weird. I took the test, passed it, and I actually had a carpool with my roommate to get there.
Yeah, in Sacramento.
Inside to get from Chico, California to Sacramento, California.
It's like an hour and a half drive.
Yeah. So, before that, I had moved to Chico in March. I'd already taken all the prerequisites to become a realtor.
Yeah.
And I was ready to take the test, all that. And then I moved to Chico, and I'm doing DoorDash jobs. Just
yes.
Waiting for my test date to come forward. I just moved in with a bunch of roommates, old high school friends and my girlfriend. And then the test date comes, and 2 weeks beforehand, I get in a car crash while door dashing.
Oh my gosh.
Luckily, no one was severely injured. Other driver had a bump on the head, but the entire front of my car basically fell off in the middle of the road.
Oh my gosh.
It was cosmetic damage, but the kind that you have to fix before you can drive again.
Yeah.
And so I'm carpooling with my friend there. She has work that day, so I get the earliest time slot I can.
Yeah.
And when we drive an hour and a half there, she goes and visits family, does something while I take the test, and then she comes back to get me after I pass. And
So you're done taking the test. You get up. Then what did you do? Because I'm about 10 years behind, ago is when I took it. Mm-hmm. And you're talking about last year. So
yeah.
What's the process now? You finish your test, you stand up, then what do you do?
You go in, give them your ID, all that normal stuff for state test taking. And then you go take the computer test. They don't give you, I don't think I got a paper or anything.
Yeah.
I took the computer test, and it's all tied to your ID. Yeah, you put your ID on the desk.
Oh.
And it's you have to keep it there.
Yeah.
They were very adamant about that.
Yeah.
And so I keep my ID there and take the test, and then take my ID back to the front. They process it on the computer or whatever. Then they give me a letter saying, congratulations, you've passed your test.
Okay.
You should be getting something in the mail, like your
Oh.
license, actually print out your license in the mail.
Got it.
And so I go home, we party because I passed the test.
Right. Yeah.
And then I wait a couple weeks. It gets into like May, around my birthday, and I haven't gotten anything. And so
Nothing in the mail. So you're out there checking the mail every day.
yep, I'm borrowing my girlfriend's car to go DoorDash and make money while she's in school.
Yeah.
And yeah, because I mean, I moved because she was taking like 18 units at her college. Like, I mean, what is it? Oh my gosh, I don't know. It's over 40 hours of classwork a week. And so she's busy doing that. And so I drive her to class, and then I take the car and go DoorDash, and then I can pick her up and we go home. Oh man, yeah. Tough couple of weeks, but like we get through it. I'm not really thinking about it because
they said it would take some time.
Yep. And then the school semester ends, and so it's a lot easier for me to think about other things than
So it's summer now, okay?
Yeah, it gets to summer, and I start calling the Department of Real Estate because I'm like, I haven't gotten anything. Like, I know it takes time, but it shouldn't take that much time. And at this point, I had never really even spoken to a real estate agent. I didn't know that it was weird that
that you hadn't got your license. So when you call the DRE, the Department of Real Estate, you call, ring, ring, ring. It's probably an automated menu, right?
Yeah, like a menu. It's like front desk, or if you have an extension, you can.
And then you're on hold, right?
Yeah, and when you're on hold, actually the DRE system tells you how many people are in front of you. And so I call probably around noon. I was working late nights, and so I call, and there's like 340 people in line.
On hold.
On hold. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just let it sit on hold while I don't know, clean the house, do nothing.
Oh my gosh.
And 5 p.m. sharp, it says, sorry, the DRE is closed.
So had you ever gotten down to like, you were going to be like the next one?
No, nothing like that, never. No, I just,
oh my gosh.
I would call, and then at 5 I would get hung up on, and then I have to go work. And so I work until 2 or 3 a.m. and they open at 10, and I can never like wake up, get there in time to then have the problem solved until probably August, September. So like a couple months have passed with me like off and on trying to call them.
Yeah.
And then I get someone on the phone. Like finally I'm like, okay, I wake up at 9 o'clock, I call them, and I guess if you call early,
before they open,
you get like on a wait list, like a holding wait list, and then you can hang up the phone and they'll call you in line.
Oh my gosh.
And so I'm like, okay, this is how you're supposed to do it. This makes a lot of sense. I get someone on the phone, and they're like, and they say, oh yeah, I have your name here. You passed the test. Oh, we just lost your forms and application.
They lost it?
He was like, yeah, I think everything here looks fine. We just forgot about you.
You fell through the cracks. Oh my gosh.
I didn't even know there were cracks to fall through. I was like, oh, I'm sure the DRE has everything figured out. I'm sure like it's all going to be fine.
Oh my gosh. Were you just like...
I'm like, okay, well,
what?
Let's fill the crack and let's get my
So what did he say? Or she?
He said he would like be working on it, and I was like, oh, okay, I figured that's done deal.
August, September.
Around August, September.
But you didn't get it till January. So what happened next?
So I never got any communication again from them.
Oh my.
And so I remember distinctly, it was my roommate's birthday, like October 25th. And so I called them like during that week. I like woke up early, got on the phone, and I finally got someone who was like, this is crazy.
Okay.
Like, well, this doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna keep you on the phone.
Oh.
I'm gonna go talk to a supervisor, and then I'm gonna go talk to like someone else in admin, and we're gonna get it figured out. I'm like, yes, someone is gonna fix the problem.
Yes.
Because I mean, at this point, it had been almost 7, 8, coming on 9 months. And so, I mean, I can't work as a realtor, obviously, because I don't have a license.
So you're still door dashing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Still delivery driving. And so I work with this guy. And he says, yep, you're in process now. And he says, but it's holiday season. And and I looked it up. And in 2023, the DRE was like pretty understaffed, obviously having 400 people on the line.
Yeah.
And so they are like, yeah, we're going to work on it. And then I get this same guy on the phone one more time in like late November. And he says, yeah, it's just taking time. He didn't know why it hadn't happened yet.
Oh my gosh.
But he's like, I'll double check again right now. And then it's Thanksgiving, Christmas time.
Yeah.
The busiest not business time of the year. And so
not much business happening in the DRE, but
I'm driving between Chico and Mendocino County and visiting family and working, and I mean, I just didn't have time to check on it. And then New Year's Day, I'm like, Erica and I, my girlfriend, are checking the mail like every day. We're like, okay, we're gonna get it. And then I was like, okay, I mean, if it's not here today, I guess I'm back to calling them.
Oh my
and New Year's Day, I get a letter, and it says, here's your real estate license number. You are licensed January 1st, 2024. Congratulations.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite the story. I mean, I would be just like giving up. I don't know.
Yeah, it's even like a little stressful to tell it.
Yeah. You're like reliving those feelings. Like
it was a year of trying to call this government agency.
Yeah.
And them being so understaffed that they can't even pick up everyone's phone. Like they can barely pick up anybody's phone.
I never even knew it was possible to have over 300 people on hold.
Yep. No, and even like I'm working DoorDash, so my phone is how I make my money. Mm-hmm. And so I can't work while I'm on hold. I can't leave the house while I'm on hold because like the network near my house sucked.
Yeah.
And so I just had to sit there on hold in the already cleaned living room that I cleaned while I was on hold earlier. And
you're like taking up knitting and
I'm like, Erica, just take the car because I won't be able to work. I gotta be on hold. And it just took so much like time away from being able to.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think we'll talk about it on a later episode. But I mean, I spoke to one real estate agent during this whole process, and they had no idea this was going on.
Oh my god!
But I'll talk about that next time.
Yeah,
that's a different story.
I'd like to introduce our guest to the Realtor Diaries. We have Jeff Condon with Century 21. He is New York-born yoga master, foodie, outdoorsman. Jeff, thanks for being here.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming. So today we're talking about like licensing, interacting with like the California Department of Real Estate.
Okay.
What made you want to be like a realtor?
Just a change of lifestyle, really. I was always either working in kitchens or landscaping, honestly. So just moved out to California. My dad was a realtor, so I jumped in with him, and here I am now.
Where did he practice?
I think he started at Prudential, and then came to Century 21, and then went over to Next Home.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and my grandmother was a realtor in New York. His mom as well.
Oh, cool. So it like runs in your blood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, real estate in your blood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, your license, getting your real estate license, like how long ago was that?
11 years ago now, maybe.
So we're kind of similar. I got my license in 2014.
Okay. Yeah, I think I got it around then, 2014 or 15.
Awesome. So you sign up for the test, drive down to Sacramento, go to the big, tall building.
That's right.
Take the test.
And you pass it.
Yeah, it took me a little bit.
Yeah, so what happened? Like, what happened?
So I think it was on my third time. I get really nervous in tests, but maybe it'd be different. I'm a different person these days. I just was living a different lifestyle back then. So I really had maybe just different pressures on me.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and I get really nervous with tests, and maybe it's different now, but back then I would cold sweat, honestly.
So many people do. In fact, when I was prepping for this podcast, I saw a stat that 50% of people who take the test fail the first time.
Yeah.
They didn't have a stat for how many people have to take it more than twice, but but half the people that go to take that test fail.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking.
yeah.
And you just have the grandmas walking around and watching you too, not
Oh, yeah.
doing any cheating or anything.
Yeah.
But that was still nerve-wracking. And so on the third time I took it, I had a girl next to me that was very, very fidgety.
Oh.
So they were really watching her.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because they thought maybe she was cheating.
Uh-huh.
Maybe something up her sleeve or something.
Yeah.
And and I got a lot of math questions, and I wasn't that great at math. I'm better at math now with real estate math.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I literally got like 10 to 15 questions in math.
Oh my gosh.
And I was
Yeah, I
like,
think
are
I
you
had
kidding?
3.
Yeah.
How many questions is the test again? Like 50?
500, is it?
What?
There's no way.
No, what was it again?
I
think
blacked it
100.
out.
It wasn't 50.
I think it's
more.
150. I think it's
150.
150.
Yeah.
I completely blacked it
It
out.
was definitely more than 50.
Okay.
But a lot of them, you'd skip and then come back to
Right.
them, and the question down there would answer the question up here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That
right.
actually happened a lot for me too.
Yeah. And so when I was done, I honestly did not feel like I passed. I was like, I failed.
On the
Yeah.
third one?
Yeah.
The
I
third
was
time.
like, oh, I'm done.
Because of the 15
Because the
math
math
questions.
and the girl was really
Yeah.
nervous, and that was throwing me off. The grandmas kept on coming by and peeping over me and looking at her.
Yeah.
And so they give you an envelope. I don't think they do this anymore like this, but they give you an envelope when they say don't open it until you leave the building.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Until you're outside the building. Not
that's
even
right.
outside of the
Yeah.
hallway. You have to
Yeah.
be out the building because they don't want you to react in the building.
Interesting.
So,
That's not how it was for me, but
yeah, that's how. And there was
Yeah.
even signs on the windows saying, do not open this
Oh.
and leave the building.
yeah.
Wow.
And so I didn't even open mine when I got to my car because I was like, I failed.
Yeah.
I'm just going to resign up again. And I drove basically halfway home on the 5, and I finally was like, you know what, I'll look, I don't care. And I passed. So,
Wow.
so I was really shocked,
Yeah.
honestly, and I
Yeah.
called my dad, and he was like, all right,
Yeah.
And so it was really good, but at the same time, they don't give you your score, but when you fail, they give you your score.
Oh,
And
really?
each time, first time I got like a 69, and the second time I got like a 68. And I was
And
like,
your
really?
house
Oh,
was a
that's
70.
right
Yeah.
there.
So I was like,
Oh
you can't
my
give me a
gosh.
mulligan on the second one?
Right.
So did you need any like college classes or anything before you did it? Or did you
Yeah, there were college classes. I took them at Butte County,
Oh.
right here in
Easy.
town.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was really easy. And actually, my teacher, I wish I could remember her name, but she was in real estate here forever. An older lady with gray hair, but she had many lifestyles. Like she was a stewardess, and she had great stories. She was really good, but then in the middle of class, she couldn't read her paper,
Oh.
and a student had to come up and finish the class and read everything for her. And it turned out she had brain cancer, and then a few months later.
Oh my goodness.
No.
Yeah, and
Really?
she was. I bet you Doug could remember her name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she was, one of the mainstays of I bet you Georgie knew her really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. That's
So-
crazy.
Yeah, it was very sad. And then another teacher had to finish the class
Yeah.
for her.
That must have been shocking.
Yeah.
And that gentleman is a real estate agent and broker, I believe, as well. I forget his name. But when he dresses, he has a little dog that he dresses in the same outfit.
That's
He owns the parking lot that's next to behind Collier's. He owns that parking lot.
Oh,
So whoever
wow.
that
I
guy
have
is.
no idea.
Yeah.
Colliers is for sale, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Through
Yeah.
C21 even.
Yeah. Kim Black.
So, excuse me, bringing it back to the whole license thing. So, after the first time you took the test, how did you
kept on studying.
know that you were going to try it again?
Yes.
Like, you just knew in your mind.
Yeah.
So, how long? What did you do?
I think it was they give you try to sign up as quick as possible, but they give you what's open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think it was another month and then another month again.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you're just like take it.
Over and over as
Yeah.
quick as I could,
Nice.
especially since I was so close.
Seriously,
Oh,
that would have been so
yeah.
frustrating.
Yeah. And then it's even more frustrating when you pass and they don't give you your score
Yes.
because you want to know.
Right.
Yeah, so
It's like, did I
guess you
just
know.
barely pass?
Did I get 70%?
Yeah.
Right.
But I passed. But yeah, but as they say, most of the stuff you learn in those courses, besides math and things like that, you don't really use
No.
in real estate life.
No.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, why do I need to know that there's 43,000 square feet in an acre.
Oh, you use that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, 43560.
But
There
there's
you go.
it's just other, it's all about hands-on
Yeah,
Yeah.
real estate. It's totally different from a book.
I know.
No.
I wish they would have made us study, honestly, things like HVAC systems, roof, roofs,
Solar.
solar contract,
There was like one
plumbing,
section in
electrical.
contracts I remember, and they pulled like old, like California
Oh, right.
Realtor Association stuff, but like just whoosh, right over my head. And then I see them again when I become a real estate agent. I'm like, I don't know anything about these.
Yeah. It's you learn as you go. It's college real estate.
Well, thanks, Jeff, for being on our
Okay.
podcast, sharing your story with
You're
everybody.
welcome. Thank
It
you.
was awesome.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Right, and now it's time for the news. This is where we cover stats, current events, things like that.
Anything related to the topic of today's episode, which, my story and Jeff's story, all about the DRE and licensing and that kind of stuff.
That's
I think you got some stats for us, huh?
Yeah, so I just pulled up a bunch of kind of interesting information, mostly from the Department of Real Estate website and the California Association of Realtors website. Did you know that as of September,
Mm-hmm.
there's just under 205,000 active realtors in California? California has the second most real estate agents in the United States.
And I assume like number one is like probably Texas.
No, sir, it's actually Florida. Florida has 20,000 more realtors than California
Gotcha.
right now.
I mean, that seems weird, but
Yeah. And did you know, now this is according to the National Association of Realtors, but in the U.S., the average real estate agent is a 54-year-old white female who has gone to college.
on average.
On average, 54-year-old white female has gone. And that females make up over 60% of real estate agents in the United States.
See, I knew that most realtors were females, but I did not realize that there was that specific of an average.
Yep. And the vast majority of realtors, they sell 2 to 10 homes a year. The vast majority, I'm talking like 80% of realtors.
Like, of all realtors.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sell 2 to 10 homes a year.
I mean, the 10 side of that is...
It depends on your
that's-
price point. I mean, if you're selling like $40,000 lots and you sell 10 of them,
Then you might not
let's
be
see,
doing as well.
$600 times 10. You made $6,000. Good job.
There's no time to get another job.
Yeah.
But on my side of things, I went ahead and took a peek through what the Department of Real Estate was saying about current events. First of all, they moved locations in July, and they increased how much it costs to take the tests in July.
Oh, of course.
So now it's $100 to become a salesperson like you and me, and then $150 for the broker's exam, where you can then run your own kind of real estate practice. But to be a salesperson and work underneath the broker, it's $100.
Yeah, and that everything's getting more expensive, so it makes sense that the
Yeah, they increase over time. It's
Whatever.
just
yeah.
it always sucks to hear. And I also found that, like the California Association of Realtors, they have their basically their rap sheet on their website where it shows people's picture and what the bad thing they did.
You're talking about real estate agents that screwed up
Yep.
and are getting in trouble from the DRE.
Ethics violations and other violations.
Breaking the law.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the DRE has the same thing. It doesn't give their picture, luckily no headshots,
Yes, but it has their name and
but it has their name and then things like the civil code they violated. For example, there's one salesperson here who didn't tell the DRE that they were either a felon or convicted of a crime or went to civil courts because they were sued.
oh wow.
Something to that effect. I'm not a lawyer, but I went ahead and took a look, and there's quite a few civil codes related to real estate for the department that if you don't tell them what you did, you could get in big trouble.
Yeah, I think a lot of the general public don't realize how many laws we have to adhere to, and if we break one of those laws, we could face fines or even jail time.
Yep. And you don't necessarily even know what all those are.
No,
Because we
there's
are,
hundreds of them.
and we're not attorneys.
Yeah.
Or severely underpaid attorneys. Depends on your
right.
point of view.
That's what our office manager likes to say all the time, that we're severely underpaid attorneys.
Yeah.
Did you know that right now it's about $500 to $1,200 to get your real estate license in California? And that all depends on where you go to school. To do the classes, you have to take 135 hours of classes in order to be eligible to take the real estate license test in California. And so that $500 to $1,200 fee to become a realtor includes the classes, the exam and license fee, and the fingerprint fee.
I forgot that I had to hire a mobile notary to do my fingerprints.
That's right. Yeah, I went down to the police department because they offer fingerprinting.
Really?
Yeah,
It's still like
live
a
scan, they call it.
yeah,
Yeah.
same thing.
And then I got one more stat here. This one's kind of shocking. 87% of people who become a real estate agent fail in the business and get out of business.
Yeah.
87%. That's a very high stat.
And that's not, they made money and then moved on. They didn't make money and they had to move on.
Yep.
Yeah. Crazy stats about the DRE, but we obviously didn't cover everything. And so if you want to know more, my suggestion is give us a text or a call. Message us on Instagram, Facebook, the comments below. My personal suggestion is not to call the Department of Real Estate if you heard the earlier story. There you go.
Yep, just don't even call them. No.
Yeah. maybe they have better phone policies now.
Yeah. Well, this has been the Realtor Diaries. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Heck yeah.